Pike. We've also seen him play double marksman. Very flexible.
Oh, flash on in. Scout in a lot of trouble here. That should be first blood that easily.
And Teddy still has flash. He's got no ult for Namgung, so it's going to be tough.
They have heal, they have barrier. I mean, flashing forward from Teddy, though, very dangerous. Going to take a bunch of damage on the backside of this. Sponge flashes out, and Diable picks up the kill. Side, you know, try to push the enemy jungler away, trying to get some presence here and maybe go for the second dragon. As Gideon is going to go in and tries to go in onto Diable and Pleta. The flash doesn't really do anything, but they are going to get on top of Sponge here, who has to flash himself. Does flag drag away, but now Roamer comes on over, and the aggression is there. No help for Sponge, as a bit of damage does go into Gideon. If the net lands, maybe they kill him.
They wanted it, and the gold lead has shrunk here a little bit in the bottom side of the map.
I feel like Nongshim have to be careful about putting on too much pressure in the bottom lane, just because Ryze is dominating mid, and he's Ryze, so you know, the Realm Warp's going to feel pretty good. They're going to catch Roamer here.
What if they just dominate the Ryze?
There's going to be a couple stuns that do go in, but Roamer with the Catalyst is pretty tanky at this point in time, so he's just going to back away from that one as the ult be interesting from King, and he's going to try to flash, but Casting picks up the solo in the top lane.
By the way, in the meanwhile, Teddy is getting like the whole mid turret, and suddenly this lead for the Caitlyn is going to evaporate if there's no answer here. I mean, he's legit just going to finish this whole turret off here. And watch that gold league shrink even further down to 300 now. At one point, he was almost at 1,000, the advantage.
Flash stun does come in, and Scout kind of just gets a free kill in top lane, as that's a little bit unfortunate.
Gold lead, briefly, as a result of it. Watch this one more time. Yeah. I guess he wanted to cleanse the harpoon.
Right now, he's not.
Really good call here, how Nongshim are playing, knowing that Gideon's on this dragon. They're playing incredibly aggressively, looking for this Herald take, but they don't do it quickly enough, and Scout didn't TP down, so they had like all the...
like he is the one-win condition. But, you know, starting this Herald here, it looks like Bro with the engage cone here from Gideon, but they immediately turn onto the Xin Zhao, who does have the Crescent Guard. Rift Herald kind of in an awkward spot. A lot of low health bars as the Bard is out of here already. Sponge as well is just going to go in, and that's going to be the end of the Rumble, but immediately trades back on the Sponge. Teddy has to flash away. He's getting low. That's going to be a zoning ult from Pleta. He does get a flash from that, so
satisfying. Now this fight is initially set up really well by Gideon here. Unfortunately, Casting's ult is pretty, it's pretty lackluster, as we are not done.
Yeah, it looks like Kingen probably not very long for this world. Doesn't have flash and doesn't have a health bar anymore. Roamer gets up. We'll stick to the League of Legends, I guess.
So was it more of a ruck or a scrum?
We'll never know.
Spongy, you're going to get realm warped on.
Yeah, Diable's just dead. That came in very late. To Tempered Fate. Even if that does come down, he just dies anyway, so it's not Pleta's fault. Sponge in a bit of trouble himself, and now we got a lot of tempo here for the side of Pro as they're going to drop the Rift Herald and continue pushing mid.
Yeah, that equalizer just makes it so there is no even semblance of a contest here on this charge to take out the inner turret. It's also going to be a second dragon here.
Okay, so in Rugby Union, a ruck is an informal, fast-paced contest for the ball on the ground immediately following a tackle, while a scrum is a formal, ordered set piece.
Still definitely an angle with this anti-composition. They have a lot of pick. If they just blow Teddy up, or Roamer especially, Nongshim can get right back in this game.
Culling comes down, Pleta at half health, but Teddy did take a little bit of damage himself. So some healing going to come out from both parties here. Roamer just going to kind of drop himself in the bush and die as Gideon says, what? I'm going to go in too, but now I'm alone. We don't have a Ryze. It's now another great angle for Sponge as he's going to get Gideon and force the flash there. Now very low. Sponge going to force this one as he gets the Cataclysm. Goes straight onto the Rumble, and he dies himself as Diable in a bit of trouble, but he's going to skirt away from that one. And now the Mbessa finally finds some relevance in this game, picks up a huge bundle of gold.
A lot of cooldowns used by Teddy to try to kill Diable there at the end of the fight, but that meant that, yes, Kingen will actually be relevant here, as Rumble in the final moments, they're not. So we will see an attempted escape here from Namgung.
Yeah, he's just going to die, and they should be able to get this Chemtech
now
Drake.
Just be a little bit out of his element and die. I think if he's kiting back here, maybe they don't end up getting those kills. But it ends up being a, I think, best case.
He could go GA.
And both are great options. I think I'd probably prefer Death Dance in this game as Diable.
Yeah, nice calling is going to come down. We also have the Realm Warp, and again, Bro find a nice angle here. Pleta doing his best to try to keep him alive, but it's not going to work as Diable, no sums and no health bar.
3 huge long-range ultimates just dropped on his head. Calling, Realm Warp, and the Equalizer, and he doesn't have flash. He's just dead. So
Gonna stop the back. Hingen's going to get some value in the side lane. Scout's just kind of hanging out in mid and might just die for it. There's the extension on the autos.
I think he wanted to try to get a flank angle off there, but
Lucian's so fast and can do stuff like this, and of course the Realm Orbs have been very aggressive, and now we got a deep TP behind them once again as they're trying to get Diable to safety here. The Equalizer going to be good. They just flash on top of Pleta, and Scout is basically already dead. And now Kingen not in a great spot himself, trying to make his way to the disengage cone. And will be able to.
Grab, you're just going to ignore that part where it got kind of close for a second, because besides that...
Certainly going to be worth it for the one Drake if you consider the trade. Part of me feels like, though, maybe they could have just, you know, taken the Drake a little bit more aggressively and then taken the inhibitor anyway, but I mean, it's still very nice for the side of Bro. I don't think that one Chemtech Drake is going to do Nongshim much good at this point.
I think that's the only way that Bro could lose the game, though, is messing that up. As
trying to catch Roamer. And the follow-up, not quite there. He's going to go golden. Sponge has to flash away. The Equalizer doesn't hit anyone. Sponge trying to be a champion and just dies. And that's not what you want out of your Annie. As Nongshim have to run away as fast as they possibly can.
And I think that might just be the end of the game. They are pushing through here. So many tools are down. Diable doesn't have flash. And this super wave is moving towards the mid lane very rapidly. They have BRION for another 75 seconds. They can siege this up.
That's a lot of damage from Teddy.
Wait till Roamer presses Actualizer. You'll see some real damage. Look at his positioning on the rise. He's coming in.
All right, they're just going to press their buttons, go straight forward. That is going to be the GA going down, but they're just trying to brute force the Nexus, and I think they should be able to, as Casting tanks it up, and the Nexus does go down. Bro, a solid victory.
It's going to be a Skarner, or rather a Pantheon that's trying to farm up. A Sponge is going to look for a second pass here.
Yeah, looking to get in. They take a bit of damage already. The Seraphine going to miss a lot, but he flashes through, and that is the kill. The first blood does go over to Sponge, but he does die himself.
That's pretty cool right now.
TF got his word in, though, at least. Sponge is still here. I mean, this is very telegraphed, but they have a level 6 Talia, so definitely... Sponge is on the wrong side of the wall, though, so he's not in a great spot, but they're still going to get this pick on a Namgung. But now the rest of the squad is going to come on over as Roamer going to land a big ult. Going in aggressively is Gideon, picks up the kill onto the Ashe. As now Scout in a lot of trouble, has to flash that one. Sponge still in the thick of things, looking for the kill on a Gideon. One auto will get it done. And a rock into Roamer does a bit more damage, as it's a very close trade in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Chaotic. Quite famed for, thanks to me noticing that he always goes grubs.
He just gets them. I am very curious about his percentage take of grubs. I don't know if we...
Yeah, the location of the Pantheon ultimate was very far away from the target.
And now, you've got Talia, you've got Skarner, and there's a bottom lane, as that is going to be the charm into Teddy. Does dodge pretty much everything perfectly. Teddy gonna get away. We got a TP coming in, and Sponge flashes to safety for now, but now Roamer trying to line it up. Sponge a little bit too tanky, as that's gonna be a wall right through the heart of the Bro members. Sponge continuing to engage, and Teddy doesn't quite have the damage just yet to get through the entirety of the Nongshim lineup, as maybe now the double up. He is gonna get the kill on the Seraphine, but Diable has the follow-up. A couple autos gets it done, and Sponge is going to die. Double kill comes through for Teddy. And Roamer trying to pick up the scraps, but he won't get any.
Sometimes a gank goes wrong on the other side of the map. That's... Oh, man.
Well, not much to say about that one. So... he was just locked in. He was like, okay, I'm just going to go in for this one, but it was definitely a mistake. As now Diable is in a ton of trouble, just going to find himself face-to-face with an Aurora. Doesn't like his chances there. So now an ult's going to come down. They're going to push Scout out of here. But we do have now Roamer trying to follow up. Namgung wants to continue on this one. Sponge kind of alone. A lot of CC into him from this Nautilus. Not sure if it's enough as the Impale. Kind of confusing. Nice little knockback here in a Roamer. Gideon desperate for some action.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge win for the side of Bro to get the kill onto Diable, but also get everyone pushed out. And the Pantheon is still down here. Otherwise, they might lose the turret as well as additional members, as I don't know if we should be jumping to replay now because that bottom side is tense, but either way, that's the kill on the Roamer from his first person.
Yes.
Bro are on the path.
The record.
You're not going away from it. And a win here would be closer to the best. It would tie it, but then you'd be closer to making the record as we have an ult.
All right, we're going in. We're pressing our buttons straight into the Seraphine as Gideon going to be taking a long journey. Does put up a shield. A lot of damage here on the backline from Roamer as now Sponge kind of on his lonesome against 4. But here comes Scout and the Impale is going to find 1. Scout gets the kill on a Gideon and Namgoong is going to pay the price. Diable stays alive and it's 3 kills for Nongshim and maybe make it 4 as a rock gets him down. Roamer is taken out by Sponge. 4 kills for 0 for Nongshim.
And the gold lead swings back to Nongshim. I feel less confident in my statement that they're heading towards a record-breaking win streak.
Yeah, maybe finding themselves
maybe heading away
against a wall. Between a rock and a hard place, there is going to be the flash of the Sponge, actually. The arrow also missing from Diable. Sponge trying to be proactive here. That is a lot of damage into Diable. The flank comes in from Roamer, and we immediately jump into a pause.
Forget who actually started this off. I thought it was Namgoong, but arrow misses. Sponge has to flash away. And Roamer's on the flank here. Oh, the Aurora ult was the one that did him in, and yeah, that was really just him. He's just positioned here without knowing about the flank.
He's alone so far up against the wall, trying to land a volley. I mean, that...
well, he is trying to do what you said. It is very difficult to do on turret. It actually is going to be first brick taken by Nongshim, so that's actually a pretty big win for them.
Yeah, it's still a very close game.
So he was sure he would get out of any situation, but for a plate, would have been rough if he had to flash.
He seems a little bit late, especially, you know, they're going to go head first into a Seraphine. So wall's going to come down. It looks like Nongshim actually want to go for a fight, which is pretty interesting. Sponge going to find a Nautilus, but that's not exactly the best. Seraphine ult's not going to do a whole lot, but they do take down the Nautilus. Sponge is so tanky as they finally get him down. And it ends up just kind of being a 1-for-1.
Let's see if they can get more, though. There is a turret here, but there are 3 members of Bro, including a Pantheon with ult. But, I mean, it's Seraphine and an Ashe, so I don't know if you have to dive this. We put the no diving sign out in our out of our mouths.
Over. He's got flash and ghost. Roamer's almost dead.
Yeah, I think he probably is.
Yeah, Scout is getting in there. We know he does not have any chill in this game. That's going to be a flash out of Gideon, and they get that out of him at least.
Retreat, then they just opt in. As in live, we have a flanking misfortune, I guess.
I mean, he can do a lot of damage, and now Kingan's like, oh crap, no flash for me. He's going to land the boomerang, but he is not going to land or stick the landing, as that is going to be the end of him. A nice little kill for Teddy picked up.
That's really cool play there. I mean, it has tricked him, made him think that he had completed the back when he in fact did not. There was just no vision. And you don't think of the AD carry flank that much because it doesn't have CC, but in this case, the Roamer's looking for a big angle here.
They got a TF on the move as well. Diable taking insane amounts of damage, but Teddy is going to be blocked, and there's the Impale. They're going to try to go for Roamer here and burst him down. Tons of damage shelled out into Diable and Pleta, but it's still a kill for the side of Nongshim.
Looks like he was... Yeah, we're definitely doing that. We're pushing mid. We're K-Ram. There's 5 of us here. Look at Namgoong. You guys are seeing 3 of that Nautilus, right?
They
got to realize. They got to realize what's going on.
They have no idea. They're like, yeah, there's no way.
They're
okay,
like,
now
push my dragon.
Now the Hawkshot comes in, and it's too late. Like, they can't go over there, so they just have to accept the consolation prize, Ocean Drake.
They have Skarner, Talia, Kingan had TP. This, for me, like, you take that 20-second clip right there, and that was a bigger problem for Nongshim than anything Taeyun was for this roster. The fact that they had to use Hawkshot to be like, oh, I guess that's where they were. Like, they were concerned about a potential flank, but, like, look at the control vision they had around the entry to the Dragon that they were trying to start up there and trying to prevent Bro from coming to.
Oh, they got it.
They did get the Dragon, but the cost was quite high.
Yeah. Those issues may have been lessened, but this has kind of just been the classic from Nongshim, as we are going to have a bunch of ults thrown in, a deep TP as well. They're going to kill Namgoong already, basically, as now Kingan looking for more, but a gold card might just be enough, but here comes the wall. Scout always wanting more today, and he might be able to find Gideon. They are going to get his flash away, and Sponge still on the chase. Big roamer up, but he's very alone, hopping back and forth. Got to be very careful here. The bullet time is confusing, and now Roamer has to flash away himself. As Nongshim, I guess they win that fight.
Technically, I thought that Roamer was just going to stay in mid and push the inner, as Bro looked like they were pretty much out. There's no dragon up, but for some reason they decided to really push the issue and look for the fight, and Roamer was almost killed as a result of it. He has TP, so we'll be able to join at any time. As now King, and speaking of...
Boy. They're going to throw a lot into this Gnar. Diable's here, and so is Plata. And maybe a turnaround. I mean, Diable's trying to frontline here on this Ash, going to take a huge amount of damage. But now Teddy, a little bit close to the sun, also has to flash away. This game is so chaotic. Like, what is going on? Down goes the Gnar, but down goes the Pantheon. So again, bit of a trade.
This is a 3v5 for BRION. 3v5!
Yeah, that's an Aurora. We're going to find him.
Now there's an Aurora here. Now it's a 4v4.
Arrow going to miss. And, I mean, there's not a lot here for the side of Bro, but there's continuing to fight. Super low on the health bars, low on the mana, too. Diable gonna get knocked up, but no follow-up there. Just going into Sponge, the flash on in, he catches Teddy, but no follow-up. And that's gonna be 2 kills for Bro. As Diable and Plata need to go away. They're losing at their own game. And underneath the turret, he just gets burst down. And that is a massive lead now for Bro.
It's a 28-kill game. It's just 2 extra kills for Bro, but the lead they have is so massive now. They've taken...
Oh, wait, that was you.
No, that was me, yeah.
Yeah, I get you and Gideon mixed up a lot.
We're pretty much the same person.
Yeah.
Well, this is a pretty big deficit here for Nongshim. They're going to have to fight their way through.
All right, they're trying to land stuff on a Diable, but they're just throwing everything into Sponge once again. But Diable, they just have too many tools to get into the back line, and they take him down. And that is so much of the DPS of this composition. Scout all by his lonesome. And we might be looking at 8 in a row for Bro.
That you know, chimpanzee with the symbols got a lot of battery power.
Oh
that's what came to mind when I saw that. Just got new AAAs. All right. That's the end of the game. The Bros cannot be stopped. They're going to tie the streak, Valdez.
Yeah, it looks like it.
The Bromentum.
The Bromentum can't be stopped. Not in this era of Switch 2, and they're looking to end the game as the Gnar doesn't do anything. 2-0 again for Bro, and the train keeps going for this squad.